It's White Zombie.
This is a pretty interesting one. In 1931, Universal released the one-two punch of Dracula and Frankenstein, ushering the golden age of Hollywood horror films. During the silent era, there had been only one major horror star, Lon Chaney, the man of 1,000 faces. But now, with the coming of sound, there arrived two icons of the genre, Boris Karloff and Bela Lugosi. A year after Dracula and Frankenstein, Karloff was still making big studio movies, but Lugosi was already overshadowed by his cinematic rival, and one of his best efforts was this little independent film, which holds the distinction of being the world's first zombie movie. Not to mention the future namesake of an 80s metal band, but that's besides the point. White Zombie is a simple story, about a man in love with a girl he cannot have. Obsessed with winning her, even at the cost of her own soul, he makes a deal with the voodoo master, played by Lugosi, who turns her into a zombie on her wedding night. Spiriting her away to a cliffside castle, our antagonist finds his victory a hollow one, and goes back on his bargain, eventually aiding the heroes against Lugosi and his horde of zombies. In a world where The Walking Dead is one of the most popular shows on television, the mythology presented by White Zombie will no doubt seem alien to most audiences. The zombies Lugosi controls in this movie are not wanton flesh eaters, but merely reanimated corpses and people drugged into a death-like state so they can be used as slaves.
But what if they regain their souls? They would tear me to pieces. And that, my friend, will never be.
The modern idea of zombies really originates with George Romero in Night of the Living Dead, produced in 1968. Before this, the zombies in movies were based on actual Haitian lore and voodoo.
They are not men, monsieur. They are dead bodies. Dead? Yes, monsieur. Zombies. The living dead.
This brings us to perhaps the film's most interesting aspect, the title. Sure, it's filled with shock and surprise, but it's really playing more on sensationalism. Prior to White Zombie, zombies weren't typically Caucasian. So the film is playing on the weird aspect of a white girl being turned into a zombie, which would have been quite novel at the time.
Besides all this, White Zombie is actually pretty standard for the time it was made. There's plenty of mood and atmosphere, and even a Van Helsing ripoff straight out of Dracula.
Well, I don't know. Haiti is full of nonsense and superstition. They're always mixed up with a lot of mysteries that turn your hair gray.
The production values are also high, but it's hard to recommend this one to modern audiences. It's a slow, quiet movie, even for 1932, and unless you can get past that, it may be hard to enjoy. That said, Lugosi is still amazing, and the movie can be found in almost any public domain horror box set, so it's easy enough to find.
You refused to shake hands once. I remember. Well, well. We understand each other better now.
Zombie. The living dead.